We are celebrating this promise around our next topic, that is little work and high reward. It's just one of the reasons my next guest thinks that herb gardens deserve more attention. So, attention paid today. No green thumb required either. Herb gardens are easy to grow and bring so many of nature's benefits right to your doorstep. Carly Wood is joining me to share a few things we need to know to get started. So you're a fan.
I love herbs. I'm like, more people need to put them in their gardens. They're so easy. They're like, they can tolerate most soils, little water. They give you tons back.
Well, and while we're tacking up the benefits, you say they aren't just for adding food, but there could be other uses as well.
Right, so a lot of herbs are great host plants for pollinators and like for laying eggs or caterpillars, or the butterflies and bees feed from them.
Okay.
I mean, medicinal purposes also.
Is that why during the commercial break you celebrated the guest that flew into our set?
Yes, we already got a little pollinator on there.
A bee came buzzing up and Carly got really excited. I was like, not my typical reaction, but okay, now I see why. Just like other plants and flowers, some herbs are annuals, some are perennials?
Yeah. Yes, and so that's important to know. So like we've got lavender here, and this is a great perennial, so it will come back every year depending on the type you grow.
What are some other perennials that you
like?
So
do I have any other perennials here? Like yarrow is a perennial.
Okay.
Rudbeckia is a perennial, echinacea. Those are all like good floral type herbs that, you know, bring some color, bring the pollinators.
And what about annuals that you like?
There's things like basil's my absolute favorite.
Basil, hand over our heart.
Yes, basil, cilantro, dill. I'm trying to think what I've got going on. I think these are all perennial in here. Anyways.
Okay, all right, long list, lots to choose from. Let's talk about growing herbs. Do they take a lot of light?
So most herbs like sun. So if you've got good sunny locations, you're gonna wanna do that. But you can also, there's like a smaller list that can handle part sun and some shade.
Okay.
So chervil's a great one for like shade and part sun. Mint likes sun, but it can also handle part shade. So I feel like if you have like part shady areas, it's a little bit trickier to find because most like sun.
So this is a dumb question. I can just weave it into my existing garden. I don't need a designated garden box for my herbs.
No.
You can just work it in.
No, and they're great because if you plant them among your flowers, like you saw, like our little pollinator
our
friend
friends,
here,
our friends.
They attract things that are good, so that you can put them in your veggie gardens, or I mean, you can do an herb garden too. But
you've got a few favorites that land on your list for sun loving. First, basil. Let's elaborate a little bit more on why you like that.
Yeah, I love basil because it's beautiful. It's a great cut flower actually, which people don't really think a lot about to add to bouquets. Like you can use it as a green, and it also has the full flower.
Okay.
And I love pesto, so I'm like,
here.
You always gotta grow some basil for pesto.
I did a pesto pasta over the weekend. I was like, why don't I use this more? My husband's like, because I don't like it. I was like, who asked you? No, just kidding. It was delicious. Chives, another good sun-loving herb.
Yes, chives are great, and chives they're good because they're like an earlier spring herb, and you can also use the flowers. You can eat the flowers. So.
All right, cilantro.
Cilantro is great for salsa, but did you know, I don't know if everybody knows this, but the spice coriander is cilantro seed. So if you like use your cilantro and then like it starts to go to seed and it flowers, and then you get the little round balls, and if you let them turn brown, that's coriander.
Okay, you learn something new every day. I hope I'm not the only one in that category. We have been admiring the lavender, both the scent and the sight of these gorgeous plants. Are these sun-loving?
They love sun. They don't love to be fertilized. They like kind of poor soil conditions. So I'm like, I feel like you just put them in there and let them do their thing. You don't have to do a lot. And I brought some, like we like to dry.
Beautiful.
Our lavender, you can use lavender for a lot of things like culinary. You can do little sachets. You can do bouquets.
Beautiful. And rounding out, we've got lots of friends joining us today. Carly, is that how it is with you? You just bring the critters? I love it. Rounding out your list of sun-loving herbs, we've got oregano and parsley.
Yes, and parsley is a biennial, so it will grow its first year, and then the second year it seeds and flowers, and so you have to kind of keep replanting that one.
Okay.
What was the other one you said?
Parsley and oregano?
Oregano, and oregano is great. There's different kinds of oregano. There's like Greek oregano, there's Italian oregano.
Yeah.
Love them all.
Okay, if you're in a partial shade area, topping your list is mint.
Yeah.
Which if I could grow mint in my garden, come on, I guess I can. I'm just excited to think about it.
Yes, but don't plant mint in the ground.
Okay.
That's like my number one tip.
Do a container.
Put it in a container because mint will take over and you'll never get rid of it. Okay. So put it in a container so you can contain it where you want it. You can use it, cut from it.
So as a friend, you're excited to see it first, but contain.
Yes.
Set some boundaries.
Yes.
Okay. What's Beebalm?
Beebalm?
Yeah.
That's Monarda. It's grown more for its flower.
Okay.
It's really beautiful, and that can take part shade more shade.
All right, what about care? Talk to us about general care for herbs.
So like I was saying, most herbs don't want to be babied. They don't want to be fertilized. They don't want a lot of water. They don't want like really fertile soil.
They sound like my kind of plants.
Yeah. They just want to just throw them out there and grow.
They just want to be.
And as long as they're in their sun or, you know, like having enough sun for them, I think is probably the best tip.
And is there a good time of year to plant? Like, is now good, anytime? What's the recommendation?
Like for perennial herbs like these, I just picked all these up this morning at Home Depot. They're all grown locally here by Olson's Greenhouses. And perennials can be planted anytime.
Anytime.
Like in the summer when they're available to buy. But your annual ones, obviously you want to plant them at the beginning of summer so that you can enjoy them all summer.
Sure, that's the point. Salsa in August is the goal. Well, thank you so much for sharing your passion and your expertise. Where can we find more information from you?
So I'm The Garden Spot on Instagram or thegardenspotblog.com.
You're so good at what you do. Carly, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Herb gardens, maybe in my future, maybe in yours as well.